Greetings, family, friends, and viewers. For those of you yet unacquainted, please allow me to introduce myself. I am Amen Alazar Eel. Many of you may recognize me as the author of The Passion and Resurrection of the Moorish Hiram. I have produced this short synopsis in an effort to invite you to contribute to my latest composition titled Masonic Alchemy, the Craft of Moorish Science. The foreword to this work is written by my long-term friend and collaborator, the learned brother James Sanders Eel, 33rd degree Sovereign Grand Inspector General. For the majority of struggling humanity, this situation called life presents a perplexing enigma. In the past, many seekers appealed to the ancient mystery systems for understanding, illumination, and empowerment, and according to the reports of the ancients, did receive some appreciable degree of solace. But nowadays, regrettably, many, after years of painstaking labor and exploration into these archaic sciences, have returned often more confused than during their initial quest. Some, after years of exasperated effort and disillusionment, has considered such investigations but exercises in futility. They have abandoned all hope of ever discovering the true meaning or purpose for existence. They submit to become miserable wanderers and drudge out the rest of their lives in petty default. During the initial phases of my own personal journey, I must admit that I too became somewhat disenchanted, but I was literally too stubborn to capitulate. Well, my resilience eventually paid off. After the passage of several challenging years, my ideation and comprehension of the nature of this reality would undergo a radical shift. You see, during the last couple decades, I was subjected to a series of extremely powerful psychic experiences that have permanently altered my existential perspective and ultimately transformed the very core of my being. It was during one profound and singular episode that I was to achieve my ultimate realization. One night, after gently disengaging from a period of routine meditation, I fell into a slight slumber. Somehow this embodied solid state of affairs that I had over the years come to identify or recognize as me or my personhood underwent a type of dissolution, and this entire psychic complex was dissipated and radiated outwards in all directions. It was as if the very substance of my being were of the nature of a liquid that had been poured back into the oceanic vastness of its primordial source. I would lose all sense of individuality and merge into the bliss of an ever-expanding cosmos of intelligent energy. The experience was one of intense light, both literally and cognitively. I too had been graced to experience that elusive event referred to as spiritual illumination. Although subsequent researches into comparative religion and philosophy has allowed me to associate and qualify the legitimacy of this profound mystical experience by comparison with similar reports from around the world, I will remain forever humbled and awed by its singularity and profound impact upon the course of my life. This powerful illumination has produced wonderful insights and has gifted me with a certain facility for pattern recognition, which eventually led to my development of a unique, non-conventional approach to esoteric research. This novel methodology allows me to piece together many of the disjointed processes necessary for the reactivation of the arcane sciences of antiquity. Although initially it may seem that much of the labor in this study is devoted to excavating the craftily concealed correlations between Freemasonry, medieval alchemy, and Moorish science, you will find that the research in full explores and interrelates much, much more. In due course, you will ultimately discover that this exposition will serve as a reliable roadmap by which to trace these abstruse sciences back to their common origin and become a toolbox equipped with the requisite keys necessary to effect the correct interpretation of many a hitherto cryptic hieroglyphic as presented in the peculiar jargon of the various secret societies. The scientist in me knows that under favorable conditions and supplied the basic relevant variables, most experiential events are subject to replication. This work, therefore, is an exercise in reverse engineering. Thus, by following this course, many of you, too, may be fortunate to bear witness to the sublime light of the ancient mysteries. Truth is for everyone, but it depends upon your preparedness to receive it. Since the dawn of antiquity, rituals of initiation have been employed as a means to advance psycho-spiritual evolution. But these disciplined exercises were not merely for the awakening of inner potential, but also served as a method to clearly demarcate the domestic roles to be adopted by its votaries. But perhaps most importantly, the great initiations served as mnemonic vehicles to convey vital social and cultural history across the vast chasms of time and space. The current state of this world appears as that of perpetual psychological upheaval. But in essence, the ecumenical chaos reflects but a stage of global initiation. The psychological fitness of a sentient organization depends that truth be not suppressed. Therefore, a quintessential key to the world's evolutionary development and mental health is the restoration of the missing pages of Moorish history that have been meticulously and systematically excluded from the contemporary archives. The story of the Moors is an intrinsic and inextricable aspect of world chronology, and to deny its prestige is to do an injurious disservice to scholastic accuracy and credibility. Both initiate and casual investigator will find that even a cursory familiarity with Moorish science will prove invaluable to deciphering many of the clandestine secrets of Freemasonry and medieval alchemy. Part of the mission of this project is to help restore this vital feature of repressed information to those from whom it has been kept. What is being unearthed is crucial. Now it is my ardent desire to share with you the treasures of these excavations. This is indeed a tremendous undertaking and will require your assistance. So I am earnestly appealing to you, dear family, friends, and enthusiastic seekers, to assist in the forward development and expansion of this prolific and burgeoning knowledge base. I am convinced that with the advent of this new information, an epiphany of universal import is finally at hand. The field is vast, but the laborers are few. I sincerely believe that our contributions may ultimately help to positively change our worldview and usher in a more enlightened functional social mechanism for psychological or psycho-spiritual awareness and evolution. I believe in you and would like to thank you all in advance for your generosity and consideration. To contribute to this progressive cause, please refer to the below embedded link. Thank you.